Hello, everybody, it's Guy. So, I'm coming to you with another update concerning the global shift that we're currently in and what's important for us in our personal lives in dealing with everything that's going on. So, we are on the way to the ascension of the earth, which means that we are changing dimensions, we're moving up higher, we are in in the middle of a quantum leap of humanity, and we are leaving a system that has kept earth and all its inhabitants prisoners for thousands of years into freedom, which means that a rule that has been on the earth for thousands of years, a very dark rule, is falling apart. This is a natural cycle, and nobody and nothing can stop it. It is happening. However, the forces that have kept Earth under this very dark rule for so long do not want this to happen, and they know that they are in the process of becoming extinct, because that's what's happening. We are moving into a new phase, so to speak, with the entire universe, where this is over. And the forces that embody this darkness fear for their lives and for their existence. So the tactic has been and is ever more now to keep people under as much fear and anxiety as possible, because this is how they are easily controlled and how they are kept from realizing their own power and basically become empowered. And when you keep people in fear and anxiety, you can present so-called solutions that people at some point believe are inevitable in order to get the situation under control. So this is what's happening now, and these dark forces that have been governing the planet for so long are creating as much chaos as they possibly can, like wars, migration crises, illnesses, pandemics, etc., etc., in order for people to become trapped in them. So this means that they are trying to keep everybody's vibration as low as possible, because a truth that we have not grown up with, but which is nevertheless a law of the universe, is that the universe and our reality and everything that we are living in is not based on matter. It is based on frequencies, on vibrations. So everything has a frequency, and if the frequency is low, it becomes dense, and we are on a very low vibrating plane here where the frequencies are very dense and there's this illusion of matter, so to speak. And so we think that the world around us is inevitable and that we are victim to the circumstances that we live in. And that is not true. Because as we know from quantum physics, there are many potentialities at any given moment, and reality collapses into one according to the perspective of the viewer or the experiencer. And this takes a little bit of time to get into, but I encourage everybody who hasn't done that to get a taste of it. You can research it on YouTube, for example. Because it gives a scientific explanation to what I'm talking about right now. So, many people probably are thinking, how can we go to a higher plane of existence and make a quantum leap of humanity if we are in such dire straits, if the world is in a state where there is war everywhere, pollution in the air, mass immigration that create crises, so financial collapse or whatever, inflation. How is it possible that we're moving towards something good if everything is in such chaos and turmoil? And I'm telling you now, please do not fall for this, because this is exactly what is intended by fostering these kind of situations, which maybe some of you have already seen, that politics are doing that. And that politics or politicians do not always have the good of humanity at heart, to make an understatement. What can happen in a world like this that makes it a better place? So we are living in a world that is like a stage. Our reality can be likened to a theater play, and we're all having a role to play. Everybody does. And I always liken it to when the play is over, everybody goes behind the curtain, shakes hands, hugs, drinks champagne together, and the villain is bare of his role, so to speak, and so is the good one. So it's not the good one and the villain anymore, it's just people, And this may be helpful in understanding the world that we live in. We're on a theater stage where we are playing a role, and everybody else is playing a role too. And our thoughts are vibrations. They send vibrations out, our thoughts and our feelings. So when we fall for this chaos and turmoil that we see around us, in feeling hopeless or feeling despair, becoming anxious, being afraid, then we help keeping this scenario in place. The truth of the matter is that we create the world that we live in with our thoughts. Now, this is a bit advanced, but as I said, it is proven by quantum physics. But I don't want to go into that here now. Suffice it to say that please do not fall for that trap. I've said in my last video that the so-called timeline split has begun, which means that we are living two realities parallel, or two potentialities parallel, let's put it that way, at the moment. And one is very dystopian, very, very dark, where there's surveillance 24/7, where the planet's being destroyed by pollution or natural disasters, or where living spaces are destroyed by wars, etc., etc. The other is that we are moving onto a higher plane where we understand that the world is not matter but spirit, and where we understand the power of spirit. We refine back to our true values, where we understand that when we harm somebody else, we harm ourselves, because we are all one. Where we understand who we are, who we truly are, and where we come from. And believe me, there's a lot to know and to understand. And this new plane that we're moving towards, I've spoken about in other videos too. It's so beautiful, it's beyond comprehension. And it's already started. And it also means that a lot of the limitations that have kept us very much bound in the material world are not there anymore. It means that our bodies are rejuvenated, that illnesses heal, that death is not mandatory, and many other things, that we are living in harmony with the planet and with nature and with each other. So in order for us to get there, we need to become a vibrational match to that reality, which means we have to get to a higher vibration, which of course we do not do when we are in fear and in anxiety, because fear and anxiety is a very low vibration. High vibration is joy, peace, love, ecstasy. And I mean, not the drug, but true ecstasy, which is actually a state that brings us higher to the divine, closer to the divine. That is high vibration. So when you are kept from getting to this vibration of joy, just having fun, enjoying life, seeing the beauty around you, feeling love for the people around you. When you are kept from that vibration, then you are held hostage by this very dark reality, because you are not a vibrational match to where we're going. So please, again, do not fall for that trap. And know that we are on the way there, no matter what. But the thing is that because there is the law of free will in the universe, everybody gets to choose where you want to end up or where you're going. And your focus is your GPS. When you focus on all the terror, on all the awful things in the world, then that is where you're headed. When you focus on the love and the beauty in your lives, then that's where you're headed. And it is your choice, and is what masters have said, the portal to heaven or hell is inside of you. So this is being presented to you right now. Which portal would you like to walk through? The second plane I want to, or aspect that I want to touch on, is our personal lives and the challenges that we might be facing right now, each one of us, in our life situations. Because what's happening in the outside is reflected also by what's happening in the inside. Both goes hand in hand in a situation where everything is accelerating towards a huge shift, and our personal lives are affected in a similar way. Many of us are standing in front of a situation right now that is severely challenging and means a huge change in our lives. And we might be scared because we don't know what's next, because we are being kicked out of our comfort zone, and maybe also because things that have been fine and easy and smooth and kind of our daily lives are not working anymore the way that they used to. And that makes us feel insecure, and we're thinking, but it always worked, why doesn't it work anymore? Where am I going? What am I doing? Where's this leading me? So there's a tsunami of light coming in right now. And if you want to know how exactly, well, there's a lot of coronal ejections, which resembles what is happening. And anything that is in resistance is just razored away. So if there is resistance inside of you to anything inside in your lives, it shows up in a much more painful way than it might have done before. because the power that is coming in is so strong that you don't stand a chance with this resistance. And what is being asked of you is to detach and let go. Anything that you stand in strong resistance against is something that you have not let go of yet. And letting go does not mean becoming lethargic and just leaving stuff to happen, or, putting your hands in your lap and not doing anything. No, do what you feel called to do, but don't become attached to the outcome. And there's a nice example, for example, from Byron Katie, I think it was, who said that she used to be so upset by people throwing all their garbage into the forest or nature, and she was really, really mad. And when she understood that this is not the way to do it, and she picked up all the garbage and became really mad and felt horrible until she understood that this is not the way to do it. And then she picked up the garbage, but was happy that the scenery was clean after, without becoming mad. This is what's meant by that. When you do things, do not do them with the feeling that, how is this possible? Why do I need to do this? This is so horrible. I hope I get the result that I want, because this is basically what we want. We want to control the situation and the outcome, but do it because it is there for you to do now. It is coming from the moment that is directing you to do this. And don't be detached to the outcome. Just stay in presence and connect with your heart while you do this. And if you truly feel called to do this from your heart, then this is what you're supposed to do now. And just enjoy it, Take the good parts in it, rather than getting upset at the bad ones. So anything that is still difficult for you to deal with right now is something that you have not let go of, that you're still attached to. And because our old reality is crumbling right now, it's important to become detached from anything, because we are changing our state. Sounds a bit out there, but it's the truth. And it's not possible to change your state when you really, really grab hold onto something and you cannot relax. It's like a birth. When a baby is born and the mother's super tense, it's very hard. And it's so important that the mother relaxes and goes along with the process. That is what makes it much easier and much faster, and that's the situation that we're in right now. Relax and hand yourself over to the process. So be like water and let the situation around you or things in your life be like a wisp of air, just passing by, like this, detach from them. And anything in your life that is still creating difficulties for you is like a red light telling you, hello, you haven't detached yet. You're still clinging on to something. You haven't let go. You still think that you can control the situation by your own personal action, which you cannot and you never could. Ultimately, of course, you can contribute. But the best and most effective way to contribute to an outcome that makes you and everybody else happy is to do it from a place of love and joy and contentment, not from a place of anger, fear, or anxiety, because this is imprinting the outcome with these kind of vibrations and feelings, and you're not doing any good. Yeah, so that's it, I think. We're on to something grand, we're on to something beautiful. And listen to your heart. Feel your own conviction. What do you believe in? Because it is setting your path. Try as much as possible to enjoy and have fun. See the beauty in things. And when you're in a situation where something feels like you would rather have it differently, know that you are always where you're meant to be. You are guided, you are held, you are loved. Yeah, so I'm going to leave you with that. Have a good evening or a good day, and see you soon. Oh, and if you would like to drop a comment how you experience this whole thing, I'd love to hear from you. Bye.